Very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching the Morning News Show with me, Sakshi Singh Litoria, here on CNN News 18. And in the next half an hour, I'll be bringing you all the latest news and developments from across the globe. Now, in a relief to the consumers, the centre has announced to reduce the price of LPG cylinders for domestic use by Rs 200 per cylinder for all users. Now, the reduction in price applies to beneficiaries under the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. Soon after the announcement, Prime Minister Modi in a tweet said that it's his gift to the women of the country on Raksha Bandhan. No doubt that the government's decision will benefit millions of low-income and middle-class families, but the opposition has been quick to call this out as a measure forced by them coming together, raising questions and with an eye on elections. It is pertinent to note here that the move comes at a time when the centre is facing criticism over the price rise.
आज ओणम और रक्षाबंधन के इस पावन अवसर पर प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने निर्णय लिया है कि 200 रुपया गैस सिलेंडर के दाम कम किए जाएंगे। सभी उपभोक्ताओं के लिए 200 रुपये दाम कम होंगे। और आज मैं कहना चाहता हूं, जब हम 2014 में आए थे, मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार बनी, तब देश में मात्र 14.5 करोड़ लोगों के पास रसोई गैस का सिलेंडर था, डोमेस्टिक एलपीजी। आज वो बढ़कर 33 करोड़ हुए, जिनमें से 9 करोड़ 60 लाख उज्ज्वला गैस सिलेंडर जो हमने मुफ्त में गैस कनेक्शन दिए थे, और उज्ज्वला गैस योजना वालों को 200 रुपया सब्सिडी पहले ही मिलती है।
I'm extremely grateful that the Prime Minister has given this as a support, as an incentive to families. You must be cognizant that in these 33 crore gas connections that families have received, 9 crore 60 lakh connections are in the Ujjwala scheme. Now, Ujjwala is for the poorest of the poor in our country. And today, they have received a double bonanza.
1150 रुपए के आसपास देश में सिलेंडर मिलता है। 200 के बाद भी वो कितने का हुआ? 950 का। और राजस्थान में 74 लाख परिवारों को 500 के अंदर गैस का सिलेंडर मिल रहा है। मोदी जी, अभी भी आप में और अशोक गहलोत जी में और आप में और कांग्रेस की सरकारों में गैस सिलेंडर के अंदर 450 रुपए प्रति सिलेंडर का अंतर है।
I think in the true spirit of this Tyohar, of this occasion, I think this is a gift that goes out from the government, from the Honorable Prime Minister personally to all the sisters.
जुमले का सरकार है, 200 से क्या होने वाला है इस देश में? आप 500 नहीं और कम करना चाहिए था। हमारी जब सरकार थी तो 400 रुपया सिलेंडर था, अभी 1150 है। 200 कम करने से क्या, किस बहन को इसके 200 रुपए बचा के 500 700 कम करने चाहिए थे।
हर सिलेंडर के ऊपर 200 रुपए कम करके महिलाओं के लिए थोड़ा सुविधा किया है। मैं देश की महिलाओं के ओर से आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को धन्यवाद देता हूं। इस 200 रुपए एट ए टाइम कम करना देश की महिलाओं के लिए, मिडिल क्लास के लिए, गरीबों के लिए बहुत रिलीफ है।
कम से कम प्रधानमंत्री को बता दे कि कांग्रेस शासित प्रदेश में जो है 500 रुपए मिल रहे हैं, और मोदी जी जो है उज्ज्वला योजना वाले को ही, ऐसा नहीं है कि सबको मिल रहा है। अगर आप देखिए, अनुराग ठाकुर जी ने बड़ा ऐलान कर दिया, लेकिन अगर आप ध्यान से पढ़िएगा तो सिर्फ बीपीएल वाले के लिए है।
Now, CNN News 18's managing editor Zaka Jacob spoke to a group of panelists about the political war that has now erupted over LPG price reduction. Listen in.
Syed Zafar Islam is national spokesperson of the BJP. Dr. Ajay Kumar is national spokesperson of the Congress Party. Bijon Mishra is a consumer policy expert. And Santosh Mehrotra is an economist with JNU. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Zafar Islam, let me start with you first. The opposition saying that they have been crying hoarse for the last couple of years now, asking your government to reduce the price of LPG from 1100. You finally, on the eve of elections, just when the whole country is gearing up for 2024, you've now suddenly reduced this by 200 rupees. The opposition is saying that this is a sign of nervousness.
Well, opposition has nothing else to speak. So they are taking refuge by saying this kind of statement, making this kind of statement, but they are far away from reality. Fact is that the Honorable Prime Minister has always stated and ensured that the marginalized section of the society is being taken care of by the government.
Dr. Ajay Kumar, this is a gift by the Prime Minister, gift by the government. You know, this is what the BJP is claiming. Whether it happens 5 months before an election or 1 year before the Lok Sabha election, how does that matter? The point is, you have been asking for it. Today the government has done it. It's reduced the price. Dr. Ajay Kumar.
So what's interesting is, like these evil companies, not all companies are evil, but those evil companies which raise the prices. So the Prime Minister and his government has been raising it from 2014 from 400 rupees to 1200 rupees, 1300 rupees, 1100 rupees. And then Mr. Zafar Islam comes on the TV and says, we are giving you a gift. The people of India are not so stupid to see their game through that here is a gentleman who's been increasing price 30 odd times, I believe. And he sell a product which should have been available in the market for 500, 450, 500, 600. They're selling for 1100, and then they have the arrogance to come on the TV. Even Mr. Anurag Thakur and say, by the way, the Prime Minister is gifting. Oh my God, I mean, how is this Mr. Modi so kind of you? After robbing the people of India for 9 years, now Mr. Modi is, it's not relief. I am gifting. You see, look at their arrogance that you robbed us for 9 years. And then you have the arrogance to say it. And by the way, the subsidy which they have increased, Zaka, 200 or more rupees for Ujjwala scheme, those 200 rupees were already there earlier. They have added 200 more. Yeah. But those people, 10%, approximately 10% didn't even have a single refill. 11% or took only one refill. And 56% took less than 4 to 3 refills. My question is, the Prime Minister and his government have seen the writing on the wall and they're trying to damage control the 5-state election. They've got no Raksha Bandhan in mind, no people in mind.
Well, we have a very important breaking news coming in at the top of this hour. As you can see, it's an inside scoop on the upcoming INDA front meeting that is slated to happen in Mumbai tomorrow and day after tomorrow as well. Remember, the meeting that is slated to happen tomorrow is an informal one, and the day after tomorrow, which is 1st September, is a formal one. Now, the inside scoop that we have received about those meetings is that 150 hotel rooms have been booked for INDA meeting at Grand Hyatt Hotel in Mumbai. Shiv Sena has actually arranged the hotel rooms and dinner on the night of 31st of August, which is supposed to be the day to hold the informal meeting. Now, Congress has arranged lunch on 1st of September, the day of the formal meeting, and the Congress party is responsible for the publicity in newspapers and other places as well. Now, what we are learning is that NCP has booked vehicles for all the guests as well. Sanjay Nirupam will welcome all the guests at the airport, and Milind Deora will receive all the guests at the hotel. So that's the big breaking news we are receiving at the top of this hour. This is the inside scoop. What we are also learning is that Satej, also known as Bunty Patil, is responsible for the press conference, and MRCC MPCC will host the dinner that is slated to happen in Mumbai tomorrow and day after tomorrow. To give us more details about the scoop that we just received, I have CNN News 18's Vinay Deshpande joining me early morning on the phone line. Vinay, very good morning to you. Could you walk us through all the details that we have just provided to our viewers?
Well, absolutely. You see, these 2 days that several leaders from across the country are going to visit here in Mumbai for the INDA meeting. Several logistic arrangements have been made, and we have been able to access inside details of the responsibilities that have been shared between the 3 parties with respect to this meeting, and that is how we know that Uddhav Thackeray, who is going to host a dinner tomorrow night, that is something that Shiv Sena UBT, Uddhav Thackeray will host that dinner, whereas Congress will host the formal lunch on the day of the formal meeting, day after tomorrow. Now, as we've already told our viewers that there are several logistic arrangements, but most importantly, several top leaders have already started coming into Mumbai. We've seen that Lalu Yadav and Tejasvi Yadav entered Mumbai late evening yesterday. Today we expect Farooq Abdullah, T. Raja, M.K. Stalin, Mallikarjun Kharge. Today we expect Farooq Abdullah to come. Tomorrow is when we expect M.K. Stalin, Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi Akhilesh Yadav, Hemant Soren, Arvind Kejriwal, Krishna Patel, M.A. Kadar of Muslim League, and Mehbooba Mufti and Umar Abdullah to come. So basically, guests have already started trickling in from various parties, while INDA has claimed that it will garner the support of a lot more parties than the 26 parties that have already been listed. We are seeing that important leaders have already started coming in slowly. We've been told that the guests will be welcomed in a traditional Maharashtrian way, which is the culture of Maharashtra and Mumbai. So these are the details that we are getting as of now. Guests have already started trickling in, and elaborate arrangements have been made at Grand Hyatt, where the conference is going to take place for the coming 2 days. Back to you.
Okay, Vinay, I'll request you to please hold on, because related to that, we have another piece of breaking news coming in. Now, the schedule of the opposition INDA meet on the 31st in Mumbai is finally out. 1 day before, that's today on 30th of August at 4 p.m. There will be a Mahavikas Aghadi press conference. On the 31st, the welcoming of guests will take place from 6 p.m. onwards. There will be a dinner meet as well, and a delegates photo opportunity and more following that. Vinay Deshpande continues to be with me on the phone line. Vinay, could you give us more details about the press conference of Mahavikas Aghadi we are talking about?
Well, absolutely. Today evening at 4 o'clock is an important press conference that's going to take place. Remember, Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, Nana Patole and Ashok Chavan will be the leaders who will address this press conference. They will give out important details about the MVA meeting, including the agenda that will be discussed in the 2 days of the meeting. Thereafter, tomorrow is when the official schedule begins, and that is where we will see that important guests will come in after around 6 o'clock tomorrow, where there will be a welcoming ceremony. On 6:30 onwards tomorrow is when an informal meeting takes place among all the delegates who are going to be there, and thereafter Uddhav Thackeray is going to host a dinner for all the participants of the India meeting. We will see that day after tomorrow, that's on the 1st of September, there will be a delegate photo op session that will take place at 10:15 in the morning. Thereafter, at 10:30, from 10:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. is when there will be India conference as well as the India logo unveiling. Now, remember, this is the logo about which we have seen Sanjay Raut as well speak elaborately, saying that this is a logo that will encourage the youth to get connected with India. So that logo unveiling will take place on the 1st of September at 10:30 a.m. Thereafter, at 2 o'clock is the lunch which is hosted by Congress. Now, Maharashtra Pradesh Congress Committee and Mumbai Regional Congress Committee are the bodies which will be hosting that lunch. Thereafter, at 3:30 p.m. is when we will see the important press conference which will be addressed by all the important leaders of India. Back to you.
Well, Veena, thank you so much for bringing in all those crucial details. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates as and when they come. Right now, we have some political reactions coming in on the same. Let's take a look.
देखिए, जो खुद बेसहारा है और सहारे की तलाश में है, मैं उनके बारे में क्या कहूँ।
सवाल ये नहीं है, सवाल ये है कि हर वर्ग जाति धर्म से ऊपर उठ करके समर्थन मिल रहा है। उन्हें अपने बीच का प्रत्याशी मिला है। जब अपने बीच का प्रत्याशी उन्हें मिला है तो उसे ऐतिहासिक वोटों से जिताने जा रहे हैं।
लोकसभा चुनाव लड़ेंगे। मुंबई में नरेंद्र मोदी के नट्टी पर चढ़ने जा रहे हैं हम लोग। आज का दिन नरेंद्र मोदी के नट्टी पर पकड़े हुए हैं, एकदम हटाना है।
देश की जनता के ऊपर महंगाई की बहुत मार मारी। 9 साल तक 400 रुपये का गैस का सिलेंडर उसका 1100 करके लूटते रहे। इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में जो सऊदी अरामको गैस के दाम तय करता है, वो कांग्रेस के कंपैरिजन में भाजपा के टेन्योर में कम हुआ इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में। फिर भी 400 रुपये का गैस का सिलेंडर 1100 तक लेते रहे। और अब जब चुनाव सामने आया 5 राज्यों में हालत खस्ता लग रही है, पार्लियामेंट के चुनाव में हारने की पूरी संभावना बन गई है, तब 200 रुपया कम करके कोई बड़ी सौगात दे रहे हो।
Now we have a big breaking news coming in from the strife-torn state of Manipur, where a firing incident took place yet another time. Unfortunately, 2 people died and 7 got injured, according to the cops. Firing happened by the armed miscreants and it occurred in the adjoining villages of Naranseina, in which 2 people unfortunately lost their life and 7 actually got injured and sustained bullet and splinter injuries. Remember, I am repeating that 2 unfortunately succumbed to the injuries. District Police, Assam Rifles, Army and CAPF have been deployed in the area, responded and brought the situation under control for now. But what we are understanding so far is that there is another firing incident that happened in Manipur, in which 2 people unfortunately lost their life and 7 got injured and sustained bullet injuries. To give us more details about what exactly transpired there, I have CNN News 18's Kamalika Sen-Gupta joining me early in the morning on the phone line. Kamalika, very good morning to you. Could you give us more details about what exactly happened there?
This has actually happened in Bishnupur district in Naranseina area. Now Bishnupur district is a district which is also in the bordering area. Bordering area, I mean to say that this is an area where the Metis stay, and next is Churachandrapur district where the Kukis stay. So this is the bordering area. Time and again Bishnupur, we have seen Bishnupur has gone violent because it's a bordering area. Now what happened yesterday, that is on the 29th, there were armed miscreants who started on firing. Then the firing started from both the sides and 2 people succumbed to this and 7 others got injured. So yesterday itself, the Manipur assembly session started and then it also ended yesterday. But the thing is that again Bishnupur has become violent. That is a concern area because Bishnupur is in the border. So right now the situation is under control. Since yesterday evening, heavy deployment of security is there. But the fact that this has happened in Bishnupur is a concerning area. When things are coming back to normal, the assembly session also started. Then on that day, such an incident is significant.
For bringing in all those crucial details about the strife-torn state of Manipur and that another incident that happened, the firing incident. We'll keep coming back to you for more updates. Right now, we are shifting focus to another piece of breaking news coming in. Now, it's a major development about our successful Chandrayaan-3 mission. We have gotten a word from ISRO, as ISRO says that Pragyan Rover confirmed presence of sulphur, detected oxygen on the moon as well, and search for hydrogen is currently underway. The Indian Space Research Organization ISRO on Tuesday said that the Pragyan Rover's laser-induced breakdown spectroscope confirmed the presence of sulphur in the lunar surface near the South Pole through the first ever in-situ measurements. Now, ISRO said that the rover spectroscope also detected aluminium, calcium, ferrous, which is iron, chromium, titanium, manganese, silicon and oxygen as expected. The search for hydrogen is currently underway, as I said before as well. Now, they said, and I quote, that preliminary analysis graphically represented have unveiled the presence of aluminium, sulphur, calcium, iron, chromium and titanium on the lunar surface. Further, the measurements have revealed the presence of manganese, silicon and oxygen. Thorough investigation regarding the presence of hydrogen is currently underway. That's the word coming in from ISRO in the statement that they have released about the Pragyan Rover doing the massive search there on the moon and a successful Chandrayaan-3 mission that just took place a couple of days ago, and the entire country celebrated that as well. Right now, what we are learning is that ISRO says that Pragyan Rover confirmed presence of sulphur, detected oxygen on moon, and search for hydrogen is currently underway. The Indian Space Research Organization on Tuesday said that the Pragyan Rover's laser-induced breakdown spectroscope confirmed the presence of sulphur in the lunar surface near the South Pole, where Vikram lander actually landed, and a thorough investigation and first ever in-situ measurements also took place. ISRO said that the rover's spectroscope also detected aluminium, calcium, ferrous, chromium, titanium, manganese, silicon and oxygen as expected. The search for hydrogen is currently underway. They said, and I quote again, that preliminary analysis graphically represented have unveiled the presence of aluminium, sulphur, calcium, iron, chromium and titanium on the lunar surface. Further, the measurements have revealed the presence of manganese, silicon and oxygen. Thorough investigation regarding the presence of hydrogen is currently underway. So that's the big breaking news of the hour that we have just received. Right now, we have another piece of breaking news coming in from ISRO as well. Now let's talk about our solar mission, Aditya L1 mission. ISRO shares special images ahead of Sun Mission launch. The ISRO said that Aditya L1 will be launched at 11:50 a.m. on September 2, 2023. The spacecraft will take off from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. So that's the big breaking news. As we aimed for moon, we became successful as well. Right now, we are going to aim at sun. And this is the Aditya L1 mission that we are talking about. As far as the Sun mission is concerned, ISRO shares special images ahead of Sun mission launch. The ISRO said that Aditya L1 will be launched at 11:50 a.m. on September 2, 2023. The spacecraft will take off from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. So that's the big breaking news coming in. As I'm showing you the visuals as well here, these are the special images released by ISRO, and this is about our Sun mission, our solar mission, Aditya L1 mission. ISRO shares special images that we are flashing on your screens right now. These are the images that have been released by ISRO ahead of the Sun mission launch, which is slated to happen on September 2 of this year. Now, ISRO said that Aditya L1 will be launched at 11:50 a.m. on September 2, 2023. The spacecraft will take off from Sriharikota Space Center in Andhra Pradesh. Remember, days ago, we just achieved a massive success with Chandrayaan-3. We got images and visuals of Chandrayaan-3 there. Vikram lander, Pragyan Rover. We just broke out what we have found on the moon. Right now, we are going to aim at the sun as well. And this is about our massive Aditya L1 mission. The world is watching us after a success with Chandrayaan-3. ISRO shares special images that we are flashing on your screens as well ahead of that Sun mission launch. Now, ISRO said that Aditya L1 will be launched at 11:50 a.m. on September 2, 2023. Right now, it's time to slip into a very short commercial break. Stay with CNN News 18 for more such stories right on the other side.
Talking about opposition and the government. I'm talking about financial subsidies being managed by the government. You see, this is not a gift from the Prime Minister. Let me first clarify that. It's a gift from the citizens, which is going to the citizens. Let's understand that. You see, we have to understand that every government has to manage their fiscal in such a manner that they are able to reduce their deficit and subsidies. This present government has shown very clearly how to manage the fiscal deficit and also manage in terms of subsidies. You see, Zaka, in your presentation, you completely forgot that how much of subsidy on kerosene we have saved by increasing the number of consumers who have got connected with LPG.
Okay.
You see, let's understand that. Let's also understand how many trees which were being felled before are not being cut nowadays because people are able to use gas for cooking rather than wood. So you see, what we all have to understand is this price increase or decrease has to be made a little bit transparent. You see, the citizens don't understand because this is a monopoly. Gas is managed by the government.
Yeah.
So the government should come out. There should have been a regulator to regulate all this, to understand and make it transparent to the citizens that when I reduce 200 rupees, where do I get this money from? And if I am increasing 400 rupees, then what am I going to do with this money? with that increase.
Yeah.
That transparency is not there in our country. And the opposition neither plays a responsible role in this, nor the government is coming out clearly in terms of bringing out transparency in the pricing mechanism.
So let me ask
And this
Dr.
is what
Santosh Mehrotra, who's also joining us. He's an economist. Dr. Mehrotra, you know, one of the flip sides, and no one talks about this because this is not the popular thing to talk about. This is especially not an election season. Let me come across to that wall. Especially not an election season, where, you know, the flip side to what has happened today is the exchequer loses about 7,500 crore rupees. Now, that is what the loss to the exchequer is by today's move. Now, of course, in an election year, you can say these maths don't add up or these maths are not relevant. But the fact is that 7,500 crores is also, you know, coming back to the consumer, because the consumer is the one who has to, the taxpayer is the one who has to bear the burden of fiscal deficit increase.
Good evening, Zaka. Thank you for inviting me. It's good to see you again. Just let me make 2 points here.
Welcome back and thanks for watching the morning news show on CNN News 18. Right now we have a big breaking news coming in for you. Now the wait is finally over. Apple officially announces September 12th as the launch event for iPhone 15. So iPhone 15 is coming. We are expecting a lot of new updates, a lot of addition to that, a whole new color palette for the colors as far as the iPhone 15 is concerned. But Apple has now officially sent out invites to the next iPhone launch event. In a typically cryptic invitation with an Apple logo in muted colors with just the tagline quote-unquote Wanderlust, Apple said it will hold an event on September 12 at its headquarters in Cupertino in California, USA at 10 a.m. local time, which is 10:30 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time. The event will be live streamed on the official Apple websites as well as on its official YouTube channel as well. So that's the big breaking news coming in, that the wait for iPhone 15 is finally over and Apple has now officially announced September 12th as the launch event for iPhone 15. Apple has now officially sent out invites to the next iPhone launch event, and in a typically cryptic invitation, which is interesting to note here, that an Apple logo in muted color with just the tagline quote-unquote Wanderlust was sent out. Apple said that it will hold an event on September 12th at its headquarters at Cupertino in California, USA at 10 a.m. according to their local time, but 10:30 p.m. according to Indian Standard Time. Well, that's a wrap from me. Stay with CNN News 18 for more such stories right on the other side of this short commercial break.